What is going on, Warriors? It is your boy Shin Ryu, and it is time for another Street Fighter Duel video. We're here the final night of the Turtles event, and we're pretty much looking to actually make sure that we complete the entire 10. Okay, guys, I didn't forget, but I just couldn't go right ahead and run the event without actually recording this. That pretty much was the actual reason for this. But as you guys can see, I believe I have a decent amount of time, a little over 2 hours, trying to get the other stuff done. We already did part 2 of the cyborg attack. Okay, so as you guys can see already, you guys are going to see the recording eventually, but we're about to do the part 3, and then of course we're about to do the homecoming adventure. We're going to be doing it for a stretch, of course, 2 different videos, and we're going to make sure that we can actually get done. Well, not really 2 different videos. I believe it's probably going to be several parts. I don't think everything came available at once, but we're going to be getting everything done tonight. Okay, so let's get it going. First, we're going to go to dark versus light. I'm going to try and make sure we can collect all the final rewards here. That should give us some more tickets, and then of course we're going to go through the adventure itself, get all the tickets we can get, do some conversions, and then of course we're going to end the entire stream, the entire series, with pulls. Okay, so let's go right ahead and start with the first one right here. Still using my usual squad here. And just to explain once again, like I mentioned, I think I mentioned in the comments before, obviously, we have a chance to get Michelangelo, which is the only turtle I kind of have missed. I don't know if I mentioned it in my last video, but I'm just going to say it again. We do have the luxury of actually at least loaning, a turtle. I don't have to have all turtles. There's always going to be one I can always loan. And in all honesty, if you guys look back, for actually just digress real quick here, we go easily to where you can always go to the mercenary section. Mikey, probably because of being the least like required turtle, he's easy to loan. He's just free, and we're not talking like SS version, we're talking about triple S versions. He's available for you to pick out if you want. So I would always make sure I go out and loan for him to make sure I complete the turtles. Otherwise I'm going to focus on the remaining 3 turtles. However, if for some reason we kind of get lucky and we kind of pull one of our own copy, that's great, but I'm not going to depend on that for sure. So going back to the event itself, like remember how we typically do it, we're going shortest path first, make sure we can clear the shortest path to the end, and then of course go forward. Okay, so now we're on the first attack here. I got my boy, trendy Ryu already on SS plus, as you guys already know. So pretty much we're working towards getting him to triple S. Hopefully, we need 4 copies to be exact. Stacking up my Venetian tickets as well as my jams as much as I can, so that we can at least make sure we get a minimum of 2 pulls, make sure we have a large enough amount so we don't just kind of slack, because it really is really savage, the pulls. But let's get back to what we're looking at here. The shortest one's going to be across, so we're going to keep on going to Zangief. Here it should be a breeze as usual, pretty quick. And I'm gonna be doing an analysis on what I should be doing going forward with regards to this particular event here. Obviously we do have some of these interesting things on the side, but typically what made me record it initially was because of the presence of the puzzles. They are typically simple, but sometimes they can be quite complicated, like the last one I did record that had a puzzle. But I've noticed that I haven't seen any puzzle in the first 2, so we're going to see if there's going to be puzzle in the last one. I haven't gone far ahead to look. Obviously, I don't know if you can actually even figure out what it is until you actually get to the event itself, but I'm going to be going right ahead slowly until we actually get to it for sure. Alright, so making sure that I'm not in any panic mode. We're already here, we're all set. I don't want to hear "I told you so." I don't want to hear "we warned you" and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to make sure that I actually make it through to the event itself. So let's get to it for sure, as we are still on it already. But yeah, I'm going to see if there's a puzzle like that, and that's typically it. But otherwise, we're going to be oh my word, I didn't switch in time. We're going to be reevaluating if this is an event that I'm going to be recording, and maybe we'll just focus on the story itself. This is obviously partially part of why I haven't completed the event on time, but we'll get to it for sure, and I will let you guys know obviously in maybe one of my other videos for sure. Also, I want you guys to be looking out for draft day once we have another presence of a new character, someone from a different faction. We should be expecting someone coming from Thunder. I think that should be at least the next person because we had the last rep of Thunder was Suitable. So, ironically, we were facing regular Able, but Suitable. After which we had obviously, you know, Saikyo Dan, and now we have Fury Makoto for Flame. So, uh, I don't know if they're gonna. I can't remember if they typically go in circles or it's just gonna be random. Once they've released three current, then the next current can just be random. We're going to see how that goes for sure. Okay, this is definitely a very tanky unit. We've got a lot of healers and we've got a major tank there, but we've got Eva Ryu in our squad, so we're not worried or scared about anything at all. It's gonna be ignoring damage immunity and all that stuff. Easy peasy. Now, there's also another thing that I want to use this chance to sort of address. I really think Ivuryu is low key, underrated in the game. Yeah, sure, the excitement was there when he first came out, but I think he's low key underrated in the game. I'm going to mention why. A lot of people focus on the damage he does and the ability to, kill fighters who don't have the, go below zero moniker, but I think he is a deeper character beyond, especially in an era now where we are doing a lot of manual gameplay. Of course, in events later we're going to do automatic, but auto we're going to be doing manual gameplay otherwise in most of the other events. But going back to what I'm trying to say about Ivory here is that he is a character that can actually use strategically. We have to remember the first things first, obviously, is that the damage it brings. Of course, we do have the likes of Wisconsin Vega right now, V squared, who is pretty much the epitome of a damage dealing solo unit. And I'm going to be discussing about something else as well, which I think this particular game sorts of abuses, and I'm going to get to it in a bit. Okay, going back to what I'm trying to say here is that not only does he have that, his damage that he pretty much does, but he can sort of like control the pace of the game. First of all, the only advantage he has is obviously you use if you lose a unit and that unit is not him, then what that typically means is that you can't complete a combo set anymore. But he's still strong enough that if you actually start a combo with him, if you actually do take somebody out, you can actually eliminate, the person as well. Okay. Now I think this is sort of like exclusive to Assassin's Squad that you probably would have noticed that actually are obviously special summon characters, but they typically do have 4 sets of moves, right? You have his regular, is it Dragon Smash or whatever, the one with the foot. Then of course you do have his passives, the sure, the message shuriken or whatever shuriken he typically does, whatever the version is. He also has the Metsu Doken or whatever version of Doken he does. I just can't remember the name precisely as it's put in the game, but I don't want to be misleading with the information. But last but not least, he has that Raging Demon where it's pretty much based on situations where, for example, well, most of them based on situation, obviously. The other that's what passive moves are. But this one here, as long as it takes you out with as long as he eliminates you, then he's going to do, he's going to do a Raging Demon, which is kind of awesome. But going back to we have this one here too. So we don't have any puzzle pushing, whatever. The pushing one is in there. But going back to what I was trying to say here, this one I don't care about if I get a high score or not. I'm going to keep on going with what I'm discussing here. But beyond that, the fact that he can actually eliminate your super combo meter quite easily is something that actually is very useful for PvE, PvE, and even PvP as well. The moment you were able to get somebody to just get that, super combo reduced, and that's it. You're totally how to control the game. You're already in charge, right? But a lot of people just look at the fact that he's a trigger character. Sometimes he can't actually, trigger character. The disadvantage of trigger characters where you lose one character, then that's pretty much it. And you can obviously control the moveset that you want, but why would I care about controlling moves that I want when I actually have a chance to use someone else's super combo and still enjoy the benefit of having someone that attacks, right? And of course, the best thing about it as well, it's a good thing that Shadow Hazing, he mentioned something like this with regards to Raphael, is that he really has movesets that kind of like clash in terms of like his preferred move. Only occasionally, like for example, if he does do a Raging Demon, then you're gonna miss the chance. If he does a Raging Demon while you've done, if you start with a C1 with him and does the raging demon, then there's a strong chance that raging demon, if you're very fast to combo, there's a strong chance that raging demon would prevent you from doing the shuriken move. But that is typically very rare, and you can always control the pace, really, so it's not as complicated as the likes of Raphael, for example, kind of like he's going through that unfortunate circumstance right now. But going back to other stuff, I just want to say is that for me, the character is one of my most important characters, and I always typically feel very confident whenever I have in my squad, even in what's this this mode? Why is this mode that's currently available? Why is it gone off my head? It's a dual mode, but we're gonna see it in a bit. But yeah, for me, he's someone that a lot of people kind of like sleep on, right? But he's totally important. If you're not sleeping on him, then awesome, amazing, good stuff. The other thing I also want to talk about right now, I'm glad I haven't forgotten this, is how AoEs are typically abused in the game. Okay, typically, well, I'm no expert in gacha games, for example, so I don't know if this is how to sort of done things in the past, right? Typically, an AoE is supposed to be less powerful than a single attack move. So, for example, if you're doing a move that only attacks one person, that move should hit way harder than when you're attacking an entire crew. That's what kind of like makes it attractive to respect both AoE characters, because you can actually attack people in a set, and of course, single unit characters are still important because you pretty much are hitting hard by having such units. But if you look at the crew right now, all right, so right now clear a few of our achievements there, and pretty much we have that one on the wraps there. Draft mode is what I was trying to remember. Yeah, we're gonna do this later. But just to wrap it up there, the other time what I was gonna say is with regards to these characters to do AoE moves. Obviously, the devs are more interested in you guys spending your bucks and getting the characters, and they know that the most attractive is a character that does an AoE and I can actually do massive damage with the AoE moves. That's why the likes of V Squared right now is typically very much needed and wanted. I'm the only person who's not really focused on it right now because you have my squad. But look at the line of V Squared, man. Everyone is just working on that V Squared, real quick, working on a V Squared. He is one of them. It is crazy. And the likes of people like Mad Ryu, who was once upon a time when he would do typically one move that would hit hard, they're now doing like paper hidden moves, and of course, they're where they are today. But overall, guys, we're done the first part. Thanks for joining me on the ride and hearing my thoughts and some of the aspects of the game as well. What's going to happen right now is going to be a homecoming adventure. I don't know if I have the choice to try and do some voiceover or whatever, but I'm going to try my best to see how it actually goes. If it feels a bit of a challenge in the first one, then we're going to go normal. Hopefully it's not. I know typically you guys kind of like how funny and silly I sound whenever I try to imitate artists, whatever. So hopefully you guys join me for the ride. We have for 3 tickets right now. We still have some to convert from some tickets. But otherwise, guys, been your boy Shin with you. Thanks for tuning in. Also, shout out to the new subscribers that I've been noticing in recent weeks as well. And of course, to my existing subscribers, shout out to the commenters as well. You guys are doing a fabulous job coming in with the comments here and there. I totally appreciate the back and forth. Obviously, I know I've been a little bit slack, but the reason why is because my phone doesn't exactly have my account on it right now, and it's typically my tablet, so I have to be on my tablet to actually communicate there, because I try to just watch regular YouTube stuff, which is my personal, and then of course my content channel. I want to make sure that is all separated. But otherwise, guys, it's been your boy Shin Ryu. We'll be getting through to the next one shortly. Hopefully we can actually bruise through and complete the event. I'm sure we will. I don't know how long it is, but looking forward to it. Catch you guys in the next one. Also, the only thing I want to say as well is that at least boosting up these, not here, boosting up, the whatever should hopefully help. But the co-sparring, whatever kind of stuff, if it's connected. Otherwise, take it easy, guys. Talk to you soon. Peace.